You're watching Pyro Media Network.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Christian ain't good with forgiving, ain't turning my cheek, now I'm raising that pistol. Lord, forgive me. With all my breath, with all my strength, with all my pain, fighting this war. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. No turning back, 'cause I'm free.
Hey, spread the word to my people. Got a spirit fell on me, told me fight against the evil, not turn. Not turn, yeah. Fuck the sticks now, nigga, got me burners. Hold up, hey, spread the word to my people. Got a spirit fell on me, told me fight against the evil, not turn. Not turn. We in the sticks, now we all got burners. Hold up. I'm hearing voices in my head say I need to be.
Oh, welcome to Dirty Laundry, the podcast y'all with KO. Here we pull no punches and dive head first into the challenging conversations that the Black community needs to have. From economics and inner city violence to abortion to a religious fanaticism, white folks, and everything in between. We tackle the issues that shape the Black experience with honesty, courage, and a vision for growth. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these conversations are going to get messy, but that's why we do laundry. We wash it, we rinse it, and we rebuild. So, welcome to Dirty Laundry, y'all. Let's go and get the pre-wash started with Kwame Speaks. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk
I
to
had my
me.
mic muted, my brother. My bad. What's going on, my brother?
Talk to me. Talk to me.
What is going on?
What's going on, brother?
Man, we got a lot to talk about on today. First up, we got the lineup today is going to be Cardi B and Tasha K, and then we got Will Smith and then Neo, and then we're going to talk about a little bit. Oh, I messed up on it, but we're going to talk about Kim Kardashian at the end. But first up, let's talk about Cardi B and Tasha K. Lord,
what's going on with them?
The girl don't know her dang on. She don't know how to learn her lesson. Okay, she already got in trouble. And I'm talking about Tasha K. Already got in trouble with Cardi B for talking mess and lying on the girl. Okay, but now Cardi B scored another huge legal win yesterday in Florida after calling out blogger Tasha K for continuously going against a settlement agreement. A judge reportedly found the controversial media figure in contempt, ordering the removal of prohibited content and hitting her with an extra financial penalty, which she was already losing a lot of money, child.
They better leave Cardi B alone.
Listen, don't play with her. Hello? It's her.
Look, you can't mess with me if you wanted to.
All right. But sources exclusively informed the news outlet that Tasha K was ordered to immediately yank down the content that's supposedly off limits under the agreement and to shell out hefty attorney fees
So there's a lot going on with her. The court also reportedly sanctioned her lawyer for what was described as hallucinated citations, included in legal documents. This is a lot going on.
That's why I'm glad we having the show today, because we got somebody on. We're gonna address all this lewd conduct in the Black community.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Speaking of lewd conduct or alleged lewd conduct, Cardi B and Tasha K were not the only ones in court. Will Smith was in court.
What was Will in court for? That's
crazy. Listen, I have a couple of things to say, but I'm not going to say it. This ain't my show. Praise Jesus. We're going to go ahead and move on with that. But Will Smith, a judge threw out, or dismissed rather, a sexual harassment lawsuit against Will Smith. So a judge has thrown out the sexual harassment lawsuit against Will Smith brought by violinist Brian King Joseph, giving the actor a legal win in a case that's been making waves since earlier this year. The ruling issued on Tuesday determined that the complaint didn't hit the legal mark needed to move forward as a sexual harassment claim. The judge assessed that the alleged actions described in the lawsuit weren't severe or consistent enough to fit within the legal definitions. So he skated that one.
When are we gonna get it together, man? I'm tired of these internal conflicts, right? And that's why we do the show. But go ahead, man. I mean, Will, don't stop slapping people. Will, stop slapping your own, man.
Will, just come on out the closet, baby. It's all right. Pride Month next month. It's all right. We love you. It's all right. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. I'm on my Black business. Anyway, so Kim Kardashian, since we're still in that legal field, Kim Kardashian is taking a break because old girl saying that she's tired, she's stressed out, she's just so much after failing multiple failed bar exams, and so she's saying that one thing about what is she? Oh yes, she said after years of hitting the books and chasing that law degree dream, Kim is reportedly pressing pause on her journey for now. As many are aware, the Skims founder has been grinding, trying to conquer California's notoriously tough bar exam. But instead of running herself into the ground, she's choosing rest over rush. So according to reports from TMZ, Kim skipped the February bar exam and already decided she won't be sitting for the July one either. California only offers the test twice a year. That means 2026 is officially off the table. So
she's trying to follow in her father's footsteps. Hey, y'all, I always say this thing. Black men, stay away from the Kardashians. But hey, we're not.
Yeah, leave those witches of Eastwick alone. Anyway, moving on. Neo, last story of the day. Neo. So Neo, I just wish that people just need to take us out the group chat. I just feel this way. But anyway, Neo claims that the world is mad because he's in a polyamorous relationship and reveals he missed out on deals because of it. Take a look at this video.
However, the world is mad at the fact that I'm in a polyamorous relationship.
They are?
There are people upset. Yeah, there's deals. There's deals that I missed out on because they're like, we don't know if we can get behind the whole polyamorous. It's like, okay, what? Like, again, it's almost like you can be a great person. You can show respect and appreciation, but the second you do something that they don't agree with, cancel. You know what I mean? And that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Me either. And honestly, for me, I think what you said about like in relationships, sex is this big of a part. I think if they could get past the sex part of those types of relationships,
you have to know what it is.
Totally.
You have to witness it, like to understand that it's because like people say the dumbest stuff, like it's degrading to who? I'm not lying to nobody. Everybody is here by choice. Like who's being degraded? Who's being disrespected? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
sir, are you trying to book gigs at like a church? Like, I don't understand why anybody cares about this. This is not something that I think it's a big deal. I don't think you're losing gigs because you're in a polyamorous relationship. You may be losing gigs because you're an asshole. But that's just me.
Or you. Hey, listen, leave Neo alone, man. Let him live his best life.
Right. No comment. Anyway, I will leave that alone. That's going to do it for me with the pre-watch, my brother. Thank you so much for having me on, man.
I appreciate you. See you.
All right.
All right, y'all. Now it's time for the spin cycle, the main topic. Let's go for it. All right, welcome back to the show. All right, today's show will be Mama Baby, Daddy Maybe, Part 2. Right? All right. Are we really holding Black women accountable for poor behaviors in our community? That phrase didn't just come out of nowhere. It came out of a culture that was comfortable with confusion, a culture where uncertainty is normalized and accountability is negotiable. And truth is often an afterthought. Have we created an environment where paternity can be questioned, but behavior rarely is? Where everybody wants the benefits of family, but not everybody wants the responsibility that comes along with it. On today's show, we'll be unpacking this tough topic when we come back from our commercial break.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Black mama still crying on TV. These young brothers still dying on TV. Crackers on the camera still lying on TV. 3% rappers might put it on the CD. And our leaders, most of them speechless. How you gon' preach when you ain't trying to reach us?
You that bitch on my mama pound. Let it right now. If you don't know that bitch, you don't know nothing. You heard it. The dreadheads do it to me.
Woo, woo, woo. Hey, I already told y'all what time it is. Today, my guest will be Nicole Bishop. Nicole Bishop is a certified etiquette consultant, author, and founder of Gracefully Defined School of Etiquette in St. Louis. Also joining us today will be Duran Garrett, an activist, entertainer, overall creative of DGB Winning Podcast, and also returning to the show, we got Pyro Media's own behavioral health specialist and host of the podcast, Miss Bay Windows. Let's go ahead and jump in now.
Spirit fell on me, told me fight against the evil Nat Turner. We in the streets, now we all got burners. I'm hearing voices in my head saying I need to.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on? What's going on?
Tonight, how y'all doing tonight? Thank you all for being a part of tonight's discussion. So we're not even gonna wait. We're gonna jump right in there. Are we holding Black women accountable in the Black community? Do we think do you think that Black men get held accountable, but do Black women get held as accountable as Black men get held accountable in our society? I'm gonna ask you first, Miss Bishop, Nicole Bishop.
Are Black women getting held accountable? I believe they are. I think it's more prevalent and more vocal as it relates to the men. But I think so.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
DJ Benway said,
It's just food for thought. Nothing personal.
Listen. Oh, I love it. It's already heating up. So we believe in chivalry on the show. So Miss Bay Windows, what's your take on that?
I think that women are not being held accountable at the same level as men. They're not. They do. We gotta things.
Oh, I could just hear and see the pick me comments jumping out of everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, brother, DG been winning. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Black women are held as accountable in our society as men are? Go.
Okay, so in general, I would say no, but I will say this: that accountability looks so much different than what we stereotype it in our minds. Accountability to different degrees, but in general, I would say no. I mean, I think there's as we grow, there's a higher accountability that needs to be achieved within our community as a whole. But the roles have changed. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump right into our first question, right? Are we having honest conversations about accountability across the board in the Black community, or are certain roles and responsibilities being overlooked or avoided altogether? What do you think, DG?
Well, nah, I don't think we're having those conversations. And I'll say this from the standpoint of a father of four. I think the roles have changed in the sense where the man's voice was the disciplinarian voice at one point in our culture, but that role has shifted so much where a lot of the responsibility has shifted to the woman, and the woman has to wear so many different hats in the household, where the accountability is coming from where? I mean, how can the man be the authoritarian or the disciplinarian and question the woman's role, because the roles have changed now? So it's like a man has been minimized. So who can hold him accountable? Another woman? I mean, they having the same battle. So it's a clash of interest, you know, within the roles. So
I find that interesting. What do you think, Nicole? What do you think, Miss Bishop, the queen of etiquette? I think you ought to know that Miss Nicole Bishop has an etiquette school here in St. Louis, Missouri, called Gracefully Refined School of Etiquette. So give your perspective on this. What do you think?
I think it's selective. I think it kind of depends on, I agree with what everyone, has pretty much said. But I do think it's selective. So depending upon who's kind of voicing it and what story they're trying to protect. But I do think overall that accountability overall is not what's being done.
Well, okay, because I'm saying, like, Pound Town just left Pound Town. I'm saying, like, come on now, we got little girls. I'm seeing clips and videos of little girls dancing to this music, right? And bend that over, let that breathe.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. We got songs about men that say, "I don't want no scrubs. Can you pay my to the left,
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And all of these things have permeated through our society for quite some time. Miss Faye Windows, since she was pretty much in what we would consider the different area, tell us what you think.
I don't feel like there's a lot of accountability that is being dished out at this time, because we're so disjointed in our family units, communities. No one is able to be addressed anymore. It's all about taking offense when you are told to do anything, and so at this point it's kind of like a free-for-all, so that accountability isn't able to be there. And the standard that we used to hold as Black people when we were striving towards that Black excellence, there isn't a standard anymore. So now it's like, well, what are we holding people accountable to? So at this time, I feel like it's a matter of establishing what that standard is. Again, what is relevant now, and so then we can hold people accountable to that standard.
Interesting. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And I think that, and here's what I believe, right? Because I'm a little bit older, right? I know that in the 80s we had people like Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan, KRS-One, and a host of other ones. Public Enemy was on the radio talking about fight the power. So poverty was low. We didn't have a lot of crime. We could leave our doors open at night. You know what I'm saying? And the people that we considered our elders or OGs would turn us away from the crime, turn us away from the debauchery, turn us away from the behaviors. What you think, DG?
Man, I 100% agree with that. I mean, that's truly where my heart and my passion lies, and that statement that you just kind of brought. I mean, in general, we have gotten away from just the whole family dynamic of just growth and pushing each other to be better overall. Not, I mean, let alone just the women being held accountable. Nobody in the community is holding anybody accountable. It's like a free for all. You know, it's like Missouri. You know, it's a open carry culture. We're in an open carry culture. Everybody does what they want when they want to do it, and nobody's there to say, man, that's and the truth be told, we are a little bit older. A lot of that responsibility falls on us as the older folks in this culture to say, right, wrong, or indifferent, that's not how we do it. Regardless of what the consequence looks like on the other side of it, we should be vocal enough to say, hey, in love, hey, young lady, you need to, that's not how we do it. Hey, young brother, hey, let me just pull you to the side and talk to you.
Well, let me give a little pushback, right? Because we tend to try to balance the scales when it's time to hold women accountable exclusively, right? So a couple of weeks back, we did, you know, are Black men deadbeats? Do they really take care of their children? So this week, we're really addressing the fact that we've allowed our culture. Now, what I do know is that the women are the teachers. And there's a quote that says, when your women become indoctrinated and become so you know, loose, then you're losing as a community, because like I said, women are the first teachers, right? So I would like to pose this question to you, Nicole, Ms. Bishop. What is it that you enforce with your school? What do you teach at your school? Like, because I don't want to hear my daughters talking about Pound Town. I don't want them to say that they coochie pink and they booty hole brown. We live in an over sexualized culture. Like, what do you do to combat that at your etiquette school?
So teaching the basics, really going back to what we were taught when we were younger. And that's manners, how to control yourself, regulating your emotions. We live in a culture that everyone is reactive. And I mean, from the children to the young adults, the teenagers, and the grown adults, those who are our age on this podcast. People are reactive. And
what y'all talking about? I ain't old.
What'd you say? You
What's that about?
Folks
Look at the skin. Look at the skin.
Look at that skin. Folks are reactive. They're making choices without thinking about the consequences. And I think the village is gone. We don't have villages. No one to hold
how they
us.
do the hand gesture. The gesture. The hand gesture is this. Ain't this the thing that they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a.
We don't have a village, and we don't have anybody telling us, you know, no, that's not a good idea, you know. And we don't, even down to our family members. Our family units are not as close as they once were.
I agree.
It's a problem.
I agree. So what's the rubric for getting children into your school? Like, do you have a certain guideline that they have to adhere to before they're even accepted into your school of etiquette? Or do you just say, come as you are, like most of the people say?
So I would say come as you are. So if you were someone that wanted etiquette for your child, they would fill out a form, and that would say, you know, what are you looking for? What are you looking to work on? For sometimes it's mothers that want to work on their young lady being more refined. So sitting and walking gracefully. Those were things I learned from my mother.
Oh, I remember. You know, I remember the time when we had chastity training, when women had chastity training.
And it's really dispelling the youth the idea that etiquette is about being a certain way. You know, etiquette at its foundation and its core is just about concern for others. How are you interacting and intermingling with people, and how does that affect others? And that's our everyday lives. And if children understood that at a young age, our society and the culture would be just a lot different, I believe.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna come to you, my Pyro Media mate, Miss Bay Windows, and I'm gonna ask you the second question. Has the shift towards independence and empowerment blurred the lines between equality and accountability in relationships, especially when it comes to outcomes for children and family?
Yeah, so that's a big question. So I'm gonna try to tackle it. So as far as I'm concerned, I too had etiquette training when I was in middle school, and so it was a part of our after school programming, and it was the boys didn't have etiquette training, which was interesting to me. And so I did get that introduction, but like you said, I learned a lot from my mother because my mother was a lady, and a lady since that we defined lady at that time. And so how to sit, how to stand, how to walk, how to approach people when you're going into a room. We were really big on serving people, and so that level of awareness was taught very early, which makes me great at what I do now. And so I noticed, even being amongst individuals who other ladies, you have people that have learned that etiquette, which is great. That means they know how to interact. That accountability is there. I'm in spaces that are professional, so there is a professional way you're supposed to carry yourself. But being nice, nasty is still being nasty.
Wow.
And so when we're talking about holding women accountable, and
hold on, you gonna start something now? I'm just telling you, you start something. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Being held accountable first has to start with having an understanding of who you are to your core, because I can teach you how to perform. Your family can teach you how to perform, but your family is really there to help you develop the best version of yourself. And because our family units are not intact the way they used to be, people don't learn their strengths and weaknesses. And so it's more about competition, because that's what our, especially American world, drives us to, is about the competition. So if I can make money fast, if I can outdo you, if I can get more likes, then I'm going to do whatever it is that I need to do in order to accomplish that. And so it's no longer about who you are as a person and how your person affects other people. It's more about what I can get.
Well, let me give you a little bit. Let me jump in there, because I do agree absolutely with what you're saying. So you said that you remember when young ladies were getting etiquette training, and you were perplexed as to why men weren't getting etiquette training. Well, men then were different. We were getting etiquette training. It was called a dad. Our dad taught us how to act. So we had in-house etiquette training. We didn't have to outsource that, right? So our dads were holding the line on what man and male behavior was. Now, I'm not going to say it was perfect, but we absolutely had men as a rubric in our community then that said, hey, son, don't do this. Pull your pants up. Don't cuss around these people. Don't do this. Don't act like this. So we absolutely had that. What's your take on that, DG?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because a lot of dads were actually starting to leave the home. I mean, so I agree that we did have etiquette training, but it was more or less consequence. You know, it was trial and error. I mean, when you bumped your head, you knew, hey, that hurt. I'm not going to do that again. And that's the thing. Us as men, we had to really figure that out in live and in color. It wasn't really the accountability for a man, going back to the accountability piece of it, was direct. It wasn't really a process later on that you had to face the consequence. It was live and in color. So yeah, I agree.
In there, like
yeah, instant. Yeah.
I do.
Your accountability was immediate.
Well, hold on now. What's your take on that, Miss Nicole?
I was just gonna say, they taught character. It's more than just, don't do and the behavior type of thing. They were teaching us character. They were teaching us, how to treat people. As Ms. Bay Windows said earlier, how to treat people, empathy and sympathy for people. I'm not sure what is going on now. And that's not to say all, right? That's not all. But we see, and I have a older 19-year-old who just graduated. So I'm pretty still familiar with the things that are going on with kids inside the schools, how they interact with one another, with the adults. There's some reinforcement that's in dire need for our families. If we're going to progress, if we're going to further, if our young girls are going to have mates, if our fellows are going to have mates, we need to kind of hone in and bring it back. Now, we need to bring it back. The villages need to come back. All of that.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
We are all in agreement with that. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Miss Bay Windows. What were you going to tell us? What was you going to say? Chime in there.
I was just saying, what DG was saying, as far as the way men are corrected is more direct. It's in the moment. It's in your face. There is no emotional, pretense that's there. This is right and this is wrong, and the lines are very clear. But with women, we're more socialized for that coddling, for that fluff, for that mushy gushy. And so instead of being able to just say, "Hey sis, that wasn't nice how you treated that girl," instead of us being able to move in that way, we have to say, "Hey, there's a better way to do that," and all the no. Your behavior was incorrect, and so because behavior was incorrect, I'm now going to correct you, and that's understood amongst women, but that's absolutely what is needed, and doing so with love and compassion. I work with people who are all types of people, and I ain't been cussed out yet, but I tell them the truth. And I feel like if you move in love and you move in honesty and you support an individual, you should absolutely be able to tell them the truth, woman to woman.
Well, let me give you a little bit of back, because the show is about mama, baby, daddy, maybe. So the heart of what we're talking about is that this hyper liberal agenda that is, we're talking about women this right now. I feel like I hear women say, we're not protected. Black women aren't protected. We're not this, we're not that. But if we can look at a biblical reference, I thought that men were supposed to pick the wife and women weren't supposed to pick the husband. So now we live in a society where women saying anything men can do, I can do it too. So they going out picking the guy that's digging in his nose. They picking the guy they picking the booger diggers. And then our society is picking up and saying all black men represent that, when our women are being hyper liberal. They look, I don't need a man to listen. Every time I open the door for a woman, she never say, they barely say thank you.
Really?
It's a real thing. They don't want you to help them with anything because they feel like you taking their power from them. So speak to that for me with your etiquette training, Miss Bishop of Gracefully Etiquette. Tell me what that's about. Like, we just watched a video where they was like,
that makes me sad. Oh, gracious.
I'm out here in Miami looking for the hoochie daddies. I mean, this is where we are.
It's so many factors, I think, that has gotten it to where it is now. The whole independent, it's good to be independent, good, but you also have to know, you also need to have some decorum. You also need to have
but it's also good to be interdependent as well.
Oh yeah. I don't know, I hate that because that's something that I teach. And so when a man opens the door for you, and I thought people were teaching that it's a simple thank you. And that's alarming that you don't get that.
So let's see. This is what I'm saying. That's alarming. It is alarming. And check this out. We used to have grandmas too, right? But we don't have grandmas anymore. The grandmas are in the club with the daughters. Let's not play games. This is dirty laundry. This is dirty laundry. This is where we air it out at. So now this hyper liberal agenda is like, I'm gonna have my whole phase, like Miss Bay Windows talked about. Whole phase. I'm gonna be liberated. I'm gonna do all the things that I feel like men can do. But what does that do to our society as whole? We're losing our teachers. We're losing the first teachers. Miss Bay Windows, chime in on that.
Yeah, so this just goes back to how you are groomed from the beginning. And if you have a woman or you have a group of women that's in your environment and they've taught you the power of femininity, they've shown you the power of femininity, then you're comfortable sitting in that space. What we're dealing with years of individuals that have experienced trauma. We're dealing with years of individuals that have been inundated with an example that was meant to distract us, but it became right. So we had our Queen Latifahs and we had our MC Lights. also had our little Kims, and how many of y'all had them albums and had their posters on your wall, raising your daughters? And so, like, we have to consider the fact that we allowed all of these influences to come in and redefine what it meant to be female and what it meant to be woman. And then a lot of times when our women were being misled and or mistreated, it broke down the trust of man. And so now I don't trust men to begin with. My daddy was this, my grandfather was that, the man was this, the principal, he looked at me weird and tried to touch my butt, and I don't do them, right?
Well, let me give you, hold on for a second. Let me give you a little bit of pushback. It sounds like you're making pacifications for poor behavior. Men have gone through the same thing too, and we don't make the same pacifications for men. We say, just be a man about it. Why you got a lot of me? Just be a man about it. So now we got young ladies out here who are having children, and this has been going on since for a long time. Mama done had a baby by another man, and somebody else is paying for this baby, and it's not even his. 18 years, and on the 18th birthday, found out it wasn't his.
Right.
DG, tell me what you think about what I'm saying, bro. Just chime in there.
Man, it's so real. And I think one of the biggest things, like, man, you young ladies made some amazing points, and I agree with a lot of what y'all saying. I think the biggest thing that we've overlooked in this process is the balance. I mean, I understand there's different roles and different characters we've seen but they all serve the purpose. It was the balance in the household that kind of put everything in perspective. Yeah, as a man, we need a little Kim sometimes, and we also need a Queen Latifah, and we also need that MC Light. But the balance of it all is what makes everything flow the way it's supposed to. That's where the community come in. Because that balance was what pulled it all together. You know, hey, we all had our moments as kids growing up to where you had grandma to say, and her friends say, hey, you running out now, you know, but that balance is gone. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro, but I remember a time when grandma used to call a hoe out in the family. Oh, she a hoe. You can't have her around none of you. You can't have her around none of your men. That was a thing then, right? So I'm gonna ask. So I'm gonna shoot this question at you. I'm gonna shoot this question at you, Miss Nicole Bishop of the Etiquette School. I like that. You teach them how to raise their pinkies up while they drinking.
No pinky. Put that pinky down.
I need to come too. Yeah, I need to get a class or two, right?
Okay. So, when we talk about the state of the Black family, are we willing to examine everyone's role with the level of scrutiny, or do we selectively apply accountability depending on the narrative?
Everyone needs accountability. Everyone. Mother, father, it cannot be selective. Everyone needs accountability. Children gain their significance. You gain your significance in the family structure. We've been talking a lot about the family. It's because it's so important. You gain your significance, your purpose, your role. Those foundations come from the structure of your family. So if you have a home environment where for whatever reason, there's not two parents, okay, it doesn't work out. But let's just say you're with mom and you're with mom solely. But mom, there's so many things going on, and mom doesn't have the resources that she needs, or she is still trying to relive some past former years. So then there goes the structure, because then you are a child tending and fending for, you are raising yourself. Children need intentional teaching, not just stop and hitting and yelling. Children have to be intentionally taught.
Agreed. Miss Bay Windows, what do you chime in there and tell us what you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that everybody in the household needs accountability. And that's where I feel like it goes back to that love and respect, but also what are the goals that we're working towards? When we're talking about refinement, or we're talking about shaping someone's manners, it's for what? And when we're talking about the behavioral aspect of things, when I teach behavior, I always say, what does it get me? What does this behavior get me? If there's no motivating factors there, then it's not going to be reinforced. And so as a family, when we have goals that we're working for as a unit, that accountability is a lot more more functional in the way we live.
Yes,
Agree.
Agreed,
DG,
absolutely.
DG, last 2 minutes before commercial break. Chime in there real quick.
Wow, it's kind of hard to come back with a rebuttal. You guys have made some very, very, very great points. I believe overall, I think we're all kind of saying the same thing in different senses, but I believe overall, the accountability lies in us taking accountability in our own. I mean, let alone somebody else outside doing it. Just me looking at my role and knowing that, okay, there's more that I can do. That's where the accountability starts at.
And this is why we have these conversations on Dirty Laundry. I appreciate that, but this is why we had these conversations on Dirty Laundry. See, Tupac had a lyric. He said, "When I was young, me and my mama had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the street." And he made a whole song aggrandizing his mama because it's too hard for us to hold women accountable. Now, check this out. He said, "No love for my daddy, because the coward wasn't there." And when you check the facts on that, Tupac's father actually was looking for him. He actually wanted to be with his son. So he glorified his mom, who was a crackhead who kept him away from his daddy, and made a song about her that everybody across the United States sings to their mama on Mother's Day. Now, do we really hold black women accountable? Now, I'm not saying that black men don't need accountability. I'm not saying that black men don't need that. But what I'm saying is, when it's time to hold black women accountable exclusively, do we do that? Let's go ahead and go to commercial.
Wow. Woo. Boy.
Hey, how y'all doing? Real quick, this is Daryl Walter, host of the Daryl Walter Show. I know. And you are watching Pyro Media Network.
This is Tammy from Tammy's Take, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Bring it up.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kwame Speaks from Kwame Speaks Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Black mama still crying on TV. These young brothers still dying on TV. Crackers on the camera still lying on TV. 3% rappers might put it on the CD. And our leaders, most of them speechless. How you gonna preach when you ain't trying to reach?
Oh, by the way, my name is Astra.
My name is Dashiki. That's Swahili for doggy style.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Those are my kids.
Hello, everybody.
Now, children, what do you say when you meet a nice man?
Are you my daddy?
Grand, y'all. That is hilarious.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. We're gonna do something different. I'm doing something different this week. So normally I check the facts after the guest. I talk to the guest, but this week we're gonna do it different. We're gonna check the facts right now. Depending on the situation, y'all, somewhere between 5% and 15% of men paying well, give me my check to facts. There it is. All right. Depending on the situation, somewhere between about 5% and 15% of men paying child support may not be the biological father. And in disputed cases, that number can jump as high as 1 in 3. Translating that into real numbers for y'all. If we apply that range, 5% of 10,500,000 men are not the fathers.
Wow.
15% of 10 million, 1.5 million men are not the fathers.
Wow.
The estimated range, 500,000 to 1.5 million men are not the fathers. They are currently on child support for. So they're not the daddy and they own child support for the kids. So that's to me, that says a lot, y'all. That says a lot, y'all.
Crazy.
That says a lot.
That is
right?
crazy.
Are we really holding women accountable for their behaviors? Like I said before we went to the commercial break, I do believe that men need to hold other men accountable. But I also believe, I'm not into the gender war. I'm not going to do that because I think that we need the reunification of the Black family. We need the nuclear Black family back, right? But we have to place blame where it goes when it's time to put that blame and that accountability in those areas. And I'm saying 5% of 10 million, 500,000 men not being the father or sired the children who they're on child support for, that's absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And it's something that we need to address. So when I'm saying this, it's like, look at this. Look what I got. Look what I got. This is your book, Miss Bishop. Nicole.
It is.
We're going to do this right now. The book of the week is the book of the week. The book of the week. Congratulations on being a published author. This book is Grace Under Fire, man. Like Grace Under Fire, a guided journal for composure, clarity, and restraint. I mean, golly, come on, talk about it. What can we do with this book? What's in this book? Tell me. I just got mine today. So tell me what
I'm so glad.
Tell me what I can expect. And you signed it too.
I did. I'm so glad. So this book, this guided journal was birthed from, I had, since we're talking about family and the family unit and the family structure, I had a very interesting co-parenting situation. And for years, it was interesting. And that's how I explain that. It was interesting. And during all of those years,
I would say how interesting was it, but
it was interesting. It was quite interesting. I had to learn how to keep my mouth shut. I had to learn restraint. Now I learned it, but this is where I was actually having to display intense pressure, very volatile co-parenting situation, very traumatic. And this book was birthed from that, because the reality is, if you can't control your mouth, if you're always reactive, if you cannot shut up, if you have to have the last say, if you cannot communicate without a lot of the filler things, if you just can't get to the point, you're going to constantly be in an emotional state. And I decided that was not going to be me. Now, I wasn't always perfect, because no one is, but more often than not, I had to learn how to have restraint. It was literally a matter of life and death, confinement or freedom. And so my message, yes, I teach etiquette, and yes, it's table etiquette and all of that, but etiquette is really about tone, timing, restraint, composure. All of those things fall up under that. And that's really my angle, because I see the effects that it have. And I mentioned earlier, I have a 19-year-old. And so when you have family situations, sometimes behaviors and things are picked up, because you're not your child's only influence.
Absolutely.
I'll say it like that. You're not your child's only influence. And so when you start to see behaviors and things, you know where they came from.
Absolutely.
Because it was modeled.
Absolutely.
And a lot Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Go ahead.
A lot of what we see, we talk about the youth, but a lot of things were modeled in their home. Things were modeled, and so they are only acting out what was modeled. And so this book was birthed from that, to really give people a way to pause. We're a reactive society. We're reactive. Something was on the news the other day about a young lady. But if you could just pause, take a deep breath, and really think, and then respond intentionally, a lot of things can be avoided. I used to tell my son, the jails are not filled with such monsters. Regular everyday people that couldn't keep control,
Absolutely.
couldn't keep their mouth shut.
Right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Thank you for that. My area of study is social psychology, and I absolutely agree with you that there are social parameters in place that influence people's behaviors on the regular. And thank you for that. Where can we find the book at?
It is on Amazon. So it is on Amazon, or you can message me directly and get your signed copy, which is always better.
All right. 1 minute, Miss Pinar, where can we follow you at, my behavioral specialist?
Absolutely. You can find me on all social media platforms under Ms. Bay Windows.
All right. DGB Winning. Tell us where we can look at your podcast at. Take us out. 1 minute. Let's go.
All right. DG Been Winning is Everybody Can Go podcast. We relaunch it in June. And so also all social medias, DG Been Winning, Darkest Glory. Man, type in Darkest Glory to give you a whole bio of everything about who I am. All right. DG Been Winning is the revamped version.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for joining the conversation tonight. It was a pleasure having y'all on. And right now, we about to go to the rinse cycle. All right. That was a wonderful conversation, man. But the thing that I want to ask is, have we lost our way as Black Americans? From my understanding, the women have always been the original teachers, the first leaders of thought. There's an old saying, when the women of a nation are corrupted, the whole nation suffers. So I have to ask, has the hyper liberal agenda poisoned our communities? Have we traded in chastity and poise for the constant need to prove that anything a man can do, a woman can do too? I'm not claiming that I've got all the answers. That's not what we do. But I do know this. We've got a problem. And it's one only way we can solve it. So once again, take a moment to reflect on the conversation tonight. And take your life off spin cycle. So now we're going to put this stuff on the clothesline. Once again, man, the book of the day is, Grace Under Pressure. I had a wonderful conversation with her. This book, Grace Under Pressure, man, go out and get her book, A Guided Journal for Composure, Clarity, and Restraint. This was a great conversation tonight. I got something from it. I think that we need to have these conversations so we can realign what we used to be before integration and desegregation. But that was a conversation that we had weeks ago. But hey, check this out. We're going to keep having them because that's why we do dirty laundry. We wash it, we rinse it, and we rebuild. Follow us on social media, right? You can follow me at IAMAKING Studios on Instagram. You can follow me at Kevin R. Lewis at Facebook, Kevin R. Lewis, not Kevin R. Lewis. It's the blue check. All right. And you can also follow me on my website, I'mAKingNetwork.com. So with that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check this out. We out of here.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.